The builders left. The rain is coming, so we called in a working bee to help us seal these tiny homes before the weather ruins them. What do you do when the professional builders walk away? Your money runs dry and your half-built tiny homes are drowning in unseasonal winter rain. You take over the build yourself. When the Norse gods needed an impenetrable wall around Asgard, they hired a giant who promised to build it in a single winter. His price was the sun, the moon, and a goddess. The gods thought the deadline was impossible, but the giant almost pulled it off. Terrified of losing the sky, the gods sabotaged the deal. The builder vanished, leaving them with a massive, half-built fortress they had to finish with their own hands. The trades are gone. The bargain is over. From this day on, the sign on the gate reads, Owner Builder, Finja Morale. Let's go, ladies. We love the epic stories of old because they remind us that we are here to build a story of our own. Our dreams are as vast as the halls of Valhalla. But really, we're just a busy family of 7 on 12 acres of subtropical slope, trying to carve out a more simple life on the land without getting eaten alive. Now that I'm a true Jarl, the walls I build have to do more than look grand. They've got to keep the family safe. So before we tackle the mini mansions, I must ensure the heart of our homestead is secure. Part of taking charge of these tiny houses meant getting my official white card. If you've never heard of one, it's a mandatory day of training you have to take just to legally be able to step foot on a construction site. Yeah, I spent an entire day learning how not to kill myself on a building site just so the government would grant me my official owner-builder certificate. But looking around our actual house afterward, I realised our current safety strategy is just cross our fingers, hope not to die. This house came with exactly 2 itty-bitty smoke alarms in the hallways. Nothing in the bedrooms, nothing in the open plan living room, and the studio, which we use for homeschooling, was completely bare. So we're doing an upgrade, Viking style. Time to over-engineer the defences. You think it's overkill, don't you? But let me ask you, when was the last time you thought about your exact evacuation escape route? Because if things go pear-shaped in the middle of the night, a hallway alarm ain't gonna wake you up until the bedroom door's already on fire. With Sebastian overseas multiple times a year for business, I'm outnumbered by 5 kids on this slope. I don't need luck. I need a tactical plan. The course completely rewired how I looked at our security. It brought back this memory of when the twins were tiny babies. I'd lie awake on the top floor of our home, hyperventilating about how I'd get 4 tiny girls down if the internal stairs caught fire. The fear was so real that we ended up retrofitting a proper escape ladder to the roof outside the window. The plan was that a young Simba would stand at the top and pass the infants down to me to safety. I never had to use it, and I've never had to use a fire extinguisher in my life, but luck isn't a strong strategy. So the girls and I are doing a full audit. The trick isn't just buying the gear, it's making sure the kids actually know which tool matches which crisis. We even kitted out the cars because a fire under the bonnet requires a completely different approach than a fire in the cabin. You don't need a white card to fix this, you just need to know your zones. an alarm inside every sleeping area, a carbon monoxide monitor in the hallways, an extinguisher next to the exit, and a fire blanket right next to the stove before the room fills with smoke. I mapped out our entire indoor placement strategy as well as the exact gear specs into a checklist. You can grab that in the free download in the link below, just in case this worst case scenario keeps you awake at night also. How's this for ironic? When we first bought the architectural plans to build these two 12-metre tiny homes, I agreed to the entire project on one single condition, that I had absolutely nothing to do with the actual building. Life has a sense of humour. Our original builder was supposed to manage the construction, but the timeline collapsed, the budget evaporated, and the agreement fell through. We managed to keep the friendship, but I inherited the power tools. So here I am. A woman's touch, a woman's touch. The magic of Aladdin couldn't do as much. In the old stories, when the master builder vanished and left Asgard wide open to invaders, the gods didn't sit around playing victim. Thor stepped up with his mighty hammer and slayed. Standing here executing 50 hours of solo prep feels pretty mythic, man. What can I say? It's in my DNA. But let's be honest, doing this as a solo build was never an option. One Jarl cannot raise a fortress alone. A chieftain needs a shield wall! The four walls of this entire second structure still need full external cladding. The mud outside is rising and the rain is only giving us a temporary truce. It's time to bring in the heavy reinforcement. These frames are waterproofed for now, but out here in the subtropics, trapped moisture breeds a silent monster. Mold! The sun is out today, but the clock is ticking. We gotta lock this wet out for good with real steel armour.
A Viking doesn't eat on an empty belly.
The shield wall should be officially arriving in 1 hour. Sebastian's managed to rally 5 extra Viking warriors for the job. New faces, same mission. Get the external cladding up before the winter weather arrives. My job? To fill their bellies. Apparently, modern building code dictates that for every man on a ladder, there must be a council of 2 others tasked with the sacred duty of watching. They calculate, they reposition. It is exhausting work, and occasionally, they have to do it all over again. But without the ladder council, the steel simply cannot be conquered. This is Sebastian's traditional German birthday soup, a recipe he's had since he was a kid. Today, it isn't a victory feast. We barely got one wall done, and reality is starting to set in. 4 Vikings, 1 Sunday, and if I'm being completely honest with you, I thought we would get so much more done. It's such a classic human experience, isn't it? We look at a project, our enthusiasm is high, and we think we can conquer the whole mountain in one day. Then reality hits. The steel is heavy, the cuts take time, and you look at what's left and feel completely overwhelmed. But I had to take a big exhale today. And I looked at this big wall of charcoal and I reminded myself, one wall at a time, one sheet of steel at a time. That is how I'll banish overwhelm forever. Midgard wasn't built in a day, and the rest of this fortress still awaits us. But the shield wall will return, and we'll face it exactly how we face everything, together as a family. We're racing the subtropical weather to lock down and protect this tiny home from the elements.
This first wall is just the beginning.
Oh no.
Okay, that was overdicted.
Hit subscribe to see if we ever finish this project.
Download our indoor fire safety checklist below and tell us in the comments what project took you way longer than you planned for.
We answer every comment.
The gods of Asgard didn't get a miracle to finish their fortress. They were left with a half-built wall and a long winter ahead. The giant isn't coming back, so we just have to pick up the tools ourselves.